Your mind and the universe are the same thing. Take a look at this. On one side, you have the largest known structure in the universe, a cosmic web of billions of galaxies, all connected by filaments of dark matter. On the other, a network of neurons inside a human brain. They look weirdly similar. For a long time, we've written this off as a beautiful but meaningless coincidence, a kind of cosmic party trick. But what if it isn't a coincidence? What if new research suggests that the architecture of your mind and the architecture of the cosmos are shaped by the same fundamental principles? That physical processes, separated by an almost unimaginable 27 orders of magnitude, can result in nearly identical complex structures. And what if that implies something staggering about our own awareness? That your individual consciousness might just be a small-scale piece of a universal mind. Today, we're moving past metaphor. We're looking at the science that forces us to ask one of the most profound questions there is. Are we simply living in the universe? Or are we the universe, thinking about itself? Section 1, the striking resemblance. The mystery starts with what you can see with your own eyes. The cosmic web, with its clusters of galaxies as nodes and massive filaments linking them, looks uncannily like the neural network in our heads. But is this just a surface-level comparison? An Italian astrophysicist, Franco Vazza, and a neurosurgeon, Alberto Filetti, decided to dig in and find out. What they uncovered is genuinely startling. Let's start with the scale. Your brain is home to roughly 86 billion neurons. The observable universe, by our current estimates, contains somewhere between 100 to 200 billion galaxies, though some recent models suggest that number could be much, much higher. The numbers are in the same ballpark, which is neat, but the organization is where it gets really interesting. Both are complex networks, neurons connected by axons, and galaxies linked by immense threads of gas and dark matter. Vazza and Filetti, however, went deeper. They pointed out a bizarrely similar compositional ratio. In the brain, about 77% of its mass is a seemingly passive component, water. Now look at the universe. About 68% of its mass energy is made of a passive component, dark energy. This isn't to say water and dark energy are the same thing. They're fundamentally different. But it's the ratio that's so striking. In both systems, about 70 to 77% is a passive medium, while the remaining 23 to 30% is the active material, the neurons and galaxies doing the work. Think about that for a second. Two systems, separated by a scale so vast it's hard to wrap your head around, appear to share a similar design ratio. It's as if nature, when building a mind and when building the cosmos, followed a similar rulebook. This isn't just a random resemblance anymore. It's a quantitative, structural echo. The data suggests that these two networks are more similar to each other than the cosmic web is to a single galaxy, or a neural network is to a single neuron. This forces us to ask a new question, not what, but how. How is this even possible? Section 2, the universal blueprint. So, how can two systems on such colossally different scales, governed by completely different forces, gravity on one hand, electrochemical signals on the other, end up looking so much alike? The answer seems to be rooted in a universal principle of mathematics, a concept you've definitely heard of, but maybe not in this context. Fractals. A fractal is a self-similar pattern that repeats itself at every level of magnification. Think of a fern, where each little frond is a tiny copy of the whole leaf. It's nature's elegant hack for building the staggering complexity from a simple set of repeating rules. This is precisely what Vazza and Filetti found when they analyzed the distribution of matter in both the brain and the universe. They used a technique from cosmology called spectral density analysis to measure how matter clusters together. Their analysis revealed that the way fluctuations are spread through the cerebellum's neural network follows a strikingly similar mathematical progression to the distribution of matter in the cosmic web, just on vastly different scales. This is the bridge. This is the how. It's not that the universe is a giant, literal brain. It's that both the brain and the cosmos seem to be self-organizing networks that grow according to similar fractal-like principles. These principles seem to be fundamental laws governing how complex systems, from the internet to social networks to the very fabric of reality, evolve. This shared fractal nature explains why they look the same. They are both built from the same universal blueprint for creating complexity. Section 3. The network in action. Okay, so the structure is similar and the blueprint is similar. But a network isn't just a static object. It's defined by what flows through it. A brain isn't just a ball of cells. It's a dynamic information processor. Does the parallel hold up when we switch from structure to function? The brain's neural network is built for the flow of information, electrical and chemical signals zipping between neurons to create thoughts, memories, and consciousness. The universe's network is built for the flow of matter and energy, channeled by gravity. These seem totally different, but modern physics is starting to blur that line. Theories like the holographic principle suggest that, at its most fundamental level, the universe might be better understood not as matter and energy, but as pure information. And this is where another spooky parallel emerges. While any exact number is highly speculative, scientists have tried to estimate the information capacity or complexity of both systems. In one such comparison, the human brain's memory capacity was estimated to be around 2.5 petabytes, while the information needed to describe the complexity of the cosmic web was calculated to be in a similar ballpark, around 4.3 petabytes. Again, these aren't exact figures, but the fact they are even on a comparable order of magnitude is astounding. This shifts the comparison from a visual one to a functional one. Both systems aren't just static webs. They are dynamic networks designed for flow, and both appear to have a comparable level of complexity. The brain processes information to create an inner world. It makes you wonder, what, if anything, is the universe processing? This question takes us from the solid ground of science into the mind-bending realm of philosophy. Research, Section 4, the universal mind. We've seen that the structure, composition, and underlying mathematical blueprint all share these uncanny similarities. When you see this much smoke, you have to at least wonder about fire. What about the most profound emergent property of the brain's network? Consciousness. If the universe is playing by some of the same rules, could consciousness also be an emergent property of the cosmos? This isn't some brand new idea. It's a philosophical view called panpsychism, which suggests that consciousness isn't a special quirk of brains, but a fundamental property of the universe, present in all matter. The brain-cosmos comparison just gives this ancient idea a fascinating new framework to consider. It leads to a concept some call fractal consciousness. Here's the thought experiment. If the universe is a self-similar fractal at all scales, maybe consciousness is too. Your individual awareness, your thoughts, feelings, your very sense of self might not be an isolated accident. It could be a small-scale, self-similar reflection of a universal consciousness. Through these fractal principles, the universe might have created countless tiny nodes of awareness. That's us, perhaps as a way to become aware of itself. This is a huge speculative leap, and there is no scientific evidence to prove it. But it's a powerful idea. It suggests your mind isn't just like the universe. It's a microcosm of it. The same network dynamics that shape the cosmic web could be at play inside your head, shaping your thoughts. We aren't just tiny observers, looking out at a dead, mechanical cosmos. We might be a part of a vast, self-organizing system, the nodes through which the universe experiences its own existence. If these ideas are expanding your own personal universe, and you want to explore more of the intersection between science and the biggest questions out there, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Every video is another step down the rabbit hole. Conclusion. We started with a simple, almost unbelievable visual similarity, but we quickly moved past that, finding quantitative evidence that the network of your mind and the network of galaxies share deep, structural rules. We found a potential reason for it. They both seem to be built on the same principle of fractal geometry, a universal recipe for complexity. And we've dared to explore the most profound implication, that our own consciousness might be a small piece of a much larger, universal whole. This is where science touches the sublime. While there's no proof the universe is a thinking entity, the evidence suggests the link between our minds and the cosmos is far more intimate than we ever imagined. The same principles that organize the silent darkness between galaxies are at work in the electric storm of your own thoughts. It changes how you see things. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're not just looking out at the universe. You are, in a way, looking at a reflection of the very network that lets you see at all. The universe isn't just out there, it's also in here. As the poet Rumi wrote centuries ago, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. It seems the science is finally starting to see the same patterns.